What is up, everybody? Mr. Purse here. Welcome to our video on the DBQ rubric for 2020. This is our modified AP exam just for 2020, no other time. They switched it up because they need a 45-minute exam. So we're doing a 10-point total rubric this year. So every rubric we've been working on this year for DBQs has been 7 points. Now we're flipping it to 10. I just want to explain the changes, go through it so you're clear and you understand. First thing, if you haven't seen anything yet, you don't know the format of the exam, we're looking at 45 minutes. There's going to be 5 documents and obviously a prompt that goes with that or a question. You have 45 minutes to answer it. You're going to be in the comfort of your own home, sitting behind a laptop or looking at your phone or whatever device you have. You can write it, handwrite it, or you can type it. Either one is fair game. If you handwrite it, you have to take a picture of your work and then upload it to the College Board. You have 5 minutes to do that. So there's a little bit of a time constraint there, and just in terms of thinking of what works best for you. So when the 45 minutes is up, you have 5 minutes to upload, and if you don't get it uploaded in the 5 minutes, I'm not sure what happens, but they said you have 5 minutes. There's gonna be a lot of strict protocols to make sure that people aren't cheating, to make sure people aren't Googling answers, to make sure that people don't have similar answers to someone else. So there's all kinds of things in place. They've said that if they catch anyone cheating, they will report it to any college that you apply to. So just be forewarned on that for anyone trying to think about manipulating the system. It is open notes, so any review sheets that you're doing, I would have in front of you. Any info sheets you want have in front of you. Open note is fair game. That's not considered part of the cheating. Also, periods 1 through 6 are fair game, meaning that it could be on period 1 and 2, which would be circa 1200 to 1450. It could be periods 3 and 4, 1450 to 1750. It could be periods 5 and 6, 1750 to 1900, or they could get crazy and go 1450 to 1900. Who knows what they're going to do? My guess is they're going to try and incorporate as much different stuff as possible, but we shall see, and more predictions down the road later on. In terms of the point breakdowns, we got 10 points. First 2 points, same as before. You got a point for contextualization and a point for thesis. Contextualization, you're looking at 4 sentences maximum. They say 3 to 4 sentences. I like 4 sentences, just to be on the safe side. And then thesis, 1 sentence that answers the task. In terms of, here's where we're a little bit different. So there's 5 points for using the documents. First is you get a point if you describe 2 documents. That's it. You just mention 2 documents in your essay and you kind of refer back to them, you get a point. So everybody should be getting that point. That should be like a no-brainer. You just try to attempt to use 2 documents, you're good. If you use 2 documents to prove your claim, so remember, you have a thesis, you have a topic sentence. If your document connects back to that topic sentence, for example, one effect of the Columbian Exchange was a decrease in population in the Americas. According to document 1, blah, 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 it shows this decrease in population based on the chart. That would be proving your thesis or claim using the document. Same thing we've been doing over the past couple months. So if you describe 2 documents, you get a point. And then if you use those 2 documents to actually prove your thesis and claim, you get a second point. If you use 4 documents total, you get a third point. So you can get 3 points here on using the documents to prove something. So I always say use all 5 documents. Just try and use them all. Don't even think twice about it. Just try and get them all in there. And then if you mess up on one, you got the 4 correct. So there's that. The second part is the HIP. So historical context, intended audience, perspective of the author, purpose of the document. If you HIP 1 document correctly, you get a point. If you HIP a second document correctly, you get another point. So I would try and HIP all 5 documents. Why not? Because if 3 of them are wrong and 2 of them are right, you still get the 2 points here. So at this point, we got contextualization and thesis, and then we got these 5 points here, which is using the documents and HIPing the documents. And then last but not least, we have the evidence beyond the documents. If you use 1 correct outside fact to help prove your thesis, it can't just be a random fact. You got to use it to prove your thesis. You get a point. If you use a second outside fact to prove a thesis, you get a second point. These should be, I have no idea what the question is, but these should be relatively easy to do if you have review sheets, if you have information in front of you that's easy to find. You don't want to be flipping through a textbook. You don't want to be Googling stuff because you're just not going to have time for that. You need your writing, your information in front of you, and then you need to use that information to help you prove, like in addition to the documents, what could help prove it. This is a key to the review sheets, and this is where I think personally that they should come in handy, hopefully, but I've been known to be wrong in the past, but it's got to be on a topic that you can actually include some outside information on. Last is our unicorn point. If you know me and you know my class, we just ignore this. I don't even want to talk about it. If you can get these 9 other points, you're going to get a 5. I don't know how the score breakdown is. Based on past exams and how it looks, I would assume that 7, 8, and 9 has to be in the 5 ballpark. So even if you're getting 1 or 2 of these wrong, that has to be in that range. But who knows how this is going to be scaled this year. But I wouldn't even worry about this. If you're getting the other 9 points, you could get the unicorn point naturally, but let's not even worry about it. Forget it. It's a mythical, magical creature that no one knows how to get it or how to find it or what to do. So that's kind of the quick overview. If you're working on hip, go back and watch the video on hipping. Over the next couple weeks, I'll put out some more videos on some of these specific skills, but you can also go back and watch the DBQ video. The DBQ is the same in terms of structure and format. It's just you're adding a couple extra things in there because they're reducing the documents and because they want to test you on other stuff. So, as always, you got questions, you let me know. Be safe.